Lead is a metal that occurs naturally in the environment. It is poisonous to humans and animals when consumed. Among other things, lead is commonly used in building construction, lead-acid batteries, bullets, weights, and as a radiation shield. In the past, it has also been used in various components in household plumbing and well systems. The presence of lead in groundwater tends to be very small and almost undetectable. A greater concern is the presence of lead in galvanized steel pipes, certain brass used in plumbing fixtures or well components, and certain solder used to connect pipes and joints. Although the lead content allowed in these plumbing and well components has been greatly reduced, most recently in 2014, it can still be a health risk for houses and/or well systems that predate federally mandated lead content reductions. Ideally, the amount of lead in drinking water should be zero or as close to zero as possible. Unborn babies and infants are more susceptible to damage from the lead. Two factors that can affect how much lead leaches into the water are the length of time the water is in contact with lead before being used and the corrosiveness of the water. First, you should use a certified drinking water testing lab to determine if you are at risk for lead exposure. You can find contacts in your state for certified drinking water testing labs at wellowner.org. If you are at risk for lead, seek help in determining the source of the lead in your water. If the groundwater coming into the well is not the problem, a water well system contractor can inspect your well system for any components that contain higher lead levels. A plumber may be able to help identify sources of lead in the household plumbing. If household plumbing or well system components are the source of unsafe levels of lead, the homeowner has three basic options. First, replace the problem components with new components that meet current federal requirements. Second, treat water that is being consumed with appropriate treatment technologies. The National Sanitation Foundation, known as NSF, certifies water treatment products. NSF states that options for lead removal include certain types of filters, reverse osmosis units, and distillers. Make sure any system you consider is certified under NSF for lead reduction, which means that the system has been independently verified to reduce lead to acceptable levels. NSF states that if you have a private well and have high lead levels, the problem could be due to low pH. When pH levels drop below 7.0, water becomes acidic, which can cause lead to leach from plumbing fixtures. Acid neutralizing systems are generally used to correct this situation. By adding a chemical like soda ash to the water to boost pH above 7.0, the system can help reduce both lead and copper leaching attributable to low pH. NSF further states that if a well owner chooses to use water treatment system, he or she should be aware that most water treatment systems have replaceable components or require regular service. It is important to follow the manufacturer's maintenance instructions and replace filters at recommended intervals. A third option to reduce lead content to acceptable levels is to flush water that has been sitting in your water system for a long time, such as overnight, to remove water into which lead has leached. You may need to take several water samples from different taps to determine how to effectively flush your system. Water that is being flushed can be used for purposes that do not involve ingestion. The preceding options vary in cost and ease of implementation, so that what works best for one well owner may not have the same advantages for another.